Hi, I'm DIY Gemini, and let's turn this white wall into a lime wash accent wall. Let's go. So here's what my room looks like now. It's just your basic white box, and while it's clean and minimalistic, I want some depth and interest. Cue lime wash accent wall. Lime wash has been pretty trendy lately, but the technique has been around for a while now, and it has been used mainly on porous materials like brick or stone. It's a great eco-friendly option since it's a natural product, limestone, and it doesn't emit any VOCs. What's nice about the lime wash is that it provides a visual texture and dimension without the physical texture. Let's say popcorn ceilings. Eek, no thanks. So my plan is to paint this back wall since that's the first thing you'll see when you walk into my room. Adding lime wash to this wall is going to be my first step in creating this accent wall. In a future video, we're going to be making a wood slatted accent to our accent wall. Okay, I'm sorry. All right, let's get started. Let's start by taking the cabinets off the back wall and moving my bed to make some space, and then just gonna cover everything up. Okay, next we're gonna use painter's tape to cover whatever I don't want to get paint on, as well as covering the outlets and taking out the outlet covers, and covering the bed and cabinets. Okay, so before we get started with priming, we're gonna make sure everything is smooth on the wall first. So any holes that you want to patch up, or if there's any bumps or anything, we're just gonna sand that out for a little bit. This is what we're using today. This mineral primer is a lot thicker than most other primers. You can also use an acrylic primer like this one that's more readily available and will also work for this project. I'm gonna add a little bit of water to the mineral primer to thin it out a bit. So if you don't prime, the drywall is going to soak the lime wash right up, and we're not going to get the effect that we're going for. So it's really important to prime. First, we'll cut the edges with the paintbrush, and then we use a roller for the rest of the primer. To prime the wall, we're going to be using a 1/4 inch snap roller. You can use anywhere from a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, the primer says. So I'm just going to go with the smallest one so it has the less texture. And a tip I learned from my painter friend is to take a piece of tape here, put it around your hand. Before you start rolling, you're just going to tap all of the extra fuzzies out of the roller so you don't have as much fuzzies going on your wall or whatever you're painting. See, I got a couple there. All right, so it's the next day and we're ready to lime wash our wall. Today we have the Vasari lime paint in the color Marcona. I'll pop it in on there. I have a block masonry brush. This is going to be a big block brush to get that really big brush-like natural effect. Our first layer is a little bit more opaque, so we're going to have a little bit of water diluted with the lime paint. And then our second layer is going to be a lot lighter, a lot more translucent, and then it's going to add that feathery, organic, brush-like effect. All right, so let's open this bad boy up. I learned my lesson from yesterday to use pliers and not just use my hands because that was a struggle. This tape is also very much struggle. Is this ASMR? Does this count as ASMR? This is my first time doing lime wash. It can be repainted afterwards, so technically this is renter friendly. You could do this to your home if you like to. So we'll see how this goes. We are a DIYer, so we can figure things out as we go, right? Okay, let's see what we got. Ooh, okay, very natural color, which I liked. I wanted something beige. Yeah, okay, boring. Call me boring, but you know what? It's nice. It's calming. Matches the aesthetic, so whatever. Okay, so I think I ended up using 2/3 of the lime paint and putting perhaps like 2 cups of water with it. It looks not as thick anymore, but not like, I want to say like pancake batter consistency. So I think we'll try that and see how it goes. Okay, I will say that I'm very nervous to put this on, but you know, the hardest part is just starting, right? So we're gonna try that out. It's had my hair because we're serious DIYer. Did anyone ever read A Series of Unfortunate Events when they were kids? And Violet always tied up her hair when she needed to invent something. Yeah, hardcore nerd. I really love that series. I learned a lot of vocab words from that book, or those book series, I should say. So again, I'm not a professional. This is the first time I'm doing line wash, but online it says to create like X type strokes this way and this way. We're gonna dip our brush like maybe a third of the way down, like up. So you don't want to start on the side, just start in like the middle here, and then you're gonna stretch out the paint outward. Y'all, I hope this works. We're gonna find out. All right, here we go. Oh man. Don't think I got enough paint on that first one, so we'll do it again. Should I have thinned this out a little bit more? Maybe? I feel like I need to thin this out a little bit more. So let's pour a little bit more water. Let's add another cup. Do a little at a time until we figure out what we want. Oh, trust the process. Trust the process. Trust the process. Okay, this is the consistency we're looking at. I think it's the same as earlier, just a little bit thinner, a little bit more watery. Oh, that is so watered down. Okay, initial thoughts. So definitely adding more water was a good solution to spreading out the paint. I think it's a lot better than what it was initially. It seems like my wall is super dry and super thirsty, so it feels like it's soaking up all of the paint. But maybe that's what it's supposed to look like. I don't know. We're a newbie here. It's fine. So far, I liking the texture that it adds. So I can't wait to see it dry and then adding the second or possibly third layer and seeing how that goes. Like I said, trust the process. Again, we're gonna make a cloud. Again, we're just stretching out the paint as much as possible, feathering out all of the edges so that we can mix in with our adjacent cloud. And then we'll make a second cloud like here or so. Stretching that paint. You don't want any harsh paint lines and any drippage. I'm just making sure I immediately just get to that so that it doesn't dry in that way and you don't see it. Also, another note is that I think I could have gone with a more quality brush. This was like a $13 brush off Amazon. And the thing about DIY, right? I wanted to make sure it's still accessible and it's like super doable for people, but at the same time, and I don't want to invest in something that's more expensive, especially for something I haven't tried before. So that's why I went out with a $15 version, but I can tell that I should have paid for a more expensive quality version because the $15 version has all of the bristles coming off of there. So it's sticking to the wall, which is kind of annoying. It's not happening a lot, but it's happening. So that's something to keep in mind. So I will say this might be a workout for your fingers and possibly your knees. So just get ready. Maybe it's a sign of getting older. I'm sure it is, but it's all worth it for the DIY, right? So I think that's the beauty of it too. What I really like about DIY is the customization. That's first of all, right? And then the second, and mainly probably the most important for me, is that feeling of accomplishment of like, holy crap, I did that by myself. Like, that's crazy. I really like that. And that sense of accomplishment is just, especially learning a new technique or learning a new medium or something, it's very exciting to me. And I love learning new things, especially being creative. It's just very, very fulfilling. And I hope that for all of you guys too. So if you're ever trying something new, whether it is lime wash or something else that you've always wanted to try, and there's a possibility that you fail, and that's okay. That's the most important, is just you giving it a shot, you know, because you don't know. And if you only try knowing that you will succeed, I don't know if that's going to feel as good as trying knowing that you might fail but succeeding anyway. Like that feeling is great. Like chef's kiss. Like it's really one of the best feelings. And I think that really does fuel you trying other things, maybe giving other things a shot in your life. You know, the goal, right, for me is to create these DIYs, hopefully inspiring someone to also go for what they've always wanted to try. Like maybe try something small and then working our way up, getting out there, maybe trying something that they've always wanted to do. Like this channel just started and I was very nervous to start. I did all this research on how to start a channel and how to be online and getting your online presence and stuff. I was just researching for hours and not like actually doing and uploading and doing anything because I was so scared to start. Because putting yourself out there is really hard, and trying something new is also really hard. And yeah, I was just really scared. But hey, now we've started, it gets a little bit easier, I think, as time goes. So it's never too late to start. I'm in my 30s. I believe like age is whatever, you know. It's never too late to do something. You're never too old or too young to do something. It's all a mindset. And I love being in my 30s, just FYI. For all you like youngins watching this, like your 30s is pretty awesome. I think in your 30s you get a little bit more comfortable with who you are, hopefully, you know, and you get a little bit more confident in your decisions and what you believe in, and you're not trying to like fit into some mold. You're trying to find yourself like you are in your 20s, even though your 20s is amazing. Trust me, I loved my 20s. I had a lot of fun. And not to say I don't have fun now, I just have fun with being more comfortable with who I am, which is fantastic. Okay, thank you for sticking with me through that real talk. Let's do the rest of this in montage mode. Okay, so I'm really dirty, but I think the first layer is looking pretty good. I know there's a lot of white spots and stuff, but it's going to be okay because we're going to cover up with a second layer with a really more watery layer, but that way it's more spreadable and the paint's going to cover all of those like empty spots without making it super opaque. So it's still going to have that textured brush look. Okay, so we're ready for our second layer of paint. So as you can see, this is going to be a lot more watery than our last one. I added probably another 1.5 cups to 2 cups to make it this consistency from our last one. So we'll see how this one works, and if anything, I can add more water if I need to. So same X pattern that we're going to do, just like before. Okay, just to show you guys what I'm doing exactly, a little bit closer up at my paint. Third of the way drip down. As you can see, it's really drippy, very watery. It's going to go on here as well, watery like that, just X pattern. And we're just going to spread it as far as it can go. I will say this is so much easier to spread. I'm not like struggling to stretch out this paint as I was with the first one. Okay, I think you get the idea. So we're going to switch to montage mode and let's get the second layer done. Okay, the second coat is on. My hands are super dirty and super dry. Oh, and also, hello, shelves that I made. If you haven't seen that video, there's a DIY floating shelves that I made last time. Go check that out if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, I can't wait to show you, and here we go. Whew, I made it, y'all. Okay, I admit at first I was a little questionable on how this was going to turn out. And then as I was finishing, it was at nighttime, so I couldn't really tell how it was going. And it was like, oh. But seeing it in the day and seeing it in the sunlight, this color is gorgeous, gorgeous. And the texture is really subtle. So I don't know how much it shows on camera, but in person, it's really, really nice. I think I would have liked a little bit more textures to show up on the walls and make it a little bit more obvious, but overall, not bad for my first time trying lime wash. And honestly, I think you guys can try this too. Let me know where you would try this out in your home. It says that you can put a sealant if you're using this in a kitchen or a bathroom. But otherwise, it's not really a high traffic area with this wall, so I'm not going to bother doing the sealant. Before we go, we're going to leave some tips on things that I've learned from using the lime wash for the first time. So first, I think I would have used more water for the first and the second layer just to make it easier to spread around and really thin out the paint and have that translucent look. Second, it is very watery, so especially with the lime wash watered down, it's going to get everywhere and splash everywhere. So make sure you're covering everything you need to get covered. Thirdly, I think I would have benefited from using a better quality block brush. While the $15 one worked just as well and it did the job, it kind of shed bristles all around the paint, which also I had to like pick out, which was kind of annoying. But otherwise, it will do the job. Not the best, but it's okay. At least for me, the lime wash was also very drying on my skin, especially my hands. So if that bothers you, make sure you're wearing gloves. Lastly, and lime wash is very forgiving, so if you make a mistake or have some drippage or anything, you could just buff it out with your finger and some water, and you'll be good. Thank you for coming on this little journey with me and getting real with me. I know this is a little bit more slower paced video. Let me know if you like this style of video or if you like the lime wash. Leave a comment down below or give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and follow me on TikTok and Instagram at HiDIYGemini. In a future video, we're going to be making a feature wooden slat wall in the little corner over here, and I'll see you then. Bye. Why is my hair crazy? My hair is wildin'. So if you are